The Bili, how a mystery became science. Legends said they were lion killers that howled at the moon. Headlines teased a new giant ape discovered in the Congolese forests. The truth is more compelling. The Bili ape story shows how rumor, war, and difficult fieldwork can warp or refine what we think we know about life on Earth. The Bili apes, also called Bondo apes, are chimpanzees living around the towns of Bili and Bondo in Northern Democratic Republic of the Congo. Media hype spiked around 2003-2004, but genetic testing in 2003 indicated these apes are part of the already described eastern chimpanzee, Pan-troglodytes schweinfurthi, not a new species. Reports that they nest on the ground like gorillas were true, while other sensational claims fell away under scrutiny. What looked like a 2004 discovery was really a convergence of earlier threads. Colonial era, skulls from 1908 later re-examined. A 1996 push by photographer Carl Ammon. Ground nest findings in 2000. Post-Second Congo War access in 2003. And a 2004 media expedition that kept the mystery in headlines. Together, they helped turn a myth into a mapped population of chimpanzees. Myth versus reality at a glance. Claim, myth. What evidence shows reality? A new giant ape species discovered in 2004, genetic analyses in 2003 pointed to eastern chimpanzee. A 2004 expedition amplified coverage but didn't reveal a new species. Lion-eating, moon-howling behavior. No solid scientific evidence. These were local legends and media exaggerations. Gorilla-like skulls with a sagittal crest early skulls sparked confusion. Modern assessments placed the living apes among chimpanzees. Ground nesting like gorillas, documented in the region. One of the behaviors that fueled the mystery label. Where the legend came from. Stories circulated for decades in northern Congo about two kinds of apes. Tree nesting, tree beaters, chimpanzees, and formidable lion killers. The world picked up those whispers in the late 1990s and early 2000s, especially after Ammon publicized outsized footprints, unusual skull features, and ground nests in swampy beds clues that blurred the line between chimps and gorillas in the public imagination. Media narratives inflated the myth's size, fearlessness, even lunar howls until fieldwork and genetics brought the tale back to Earth. What scientists actually found when researchers could work more freely after the Second Congo War, they gathered genetic samples and behavioral observations that anchored the Bili apes among eastern chimpanzees. Non-nuclear DNA testing in 2003 was decisive, and subsequent surveys showed the apes are part of a broader, contiguous chimpanzee population across northern DRC. They build ground nests at times, but their diet and other features are characteristic of chimpanzees. 2004 field effort popularized by an NBC team and primatologist. Cleve Hicks added footage and on-the-ground perspectives. It didn't overturn the genetics, but it did document the population and some behaviors that looked unusual compared to better studied sites, which kept the story in the public eye. Behavior and ecology in the Bili landscape. Ground nesting. Observed fairly often in this region, a behavior more typical of gorillas and a key spark for the mystery. In Bili, it appears to be part of local chimpanzee nesting strategies rather than evidence of a separate species. Tool use. Reports from expeditions describe very long tools, indicating flexible problem-solving akin to other chimpanzee populations, but adapted to local conditions. Rather than a tiny, isolated enclave of giant apes, these are chimpanzees within a large, connected population across northern Congo's forests and savannas. The Bili area is remote, biologically rich, and often insecure poaching and militia activity have been recurrent threats. Limited access both protected the apes for a time and delayed careful science. As access changes, so does risk. Conservation depends on trained rangers, community partnerships, and sustained attention, because once the headlines move on, the pressures remain. A charismatic mystery is sticky. A new giant ape makes for irresistible copy. A distinct chimpanzee population with some unusual behaviors does not. Add conflict zones, scarce data, and evocative artifacts like skulls and massive nests, and the imagination runs. The Bili ape reminds us that science is often a slow deflation of myth into something more durable. A real animal, in a real place, shaped by real pressures, and still astonishing, even without the roar of legend.